Hi friends, good morning. And now in this video we are going to discuss one condition under the intergovernmental system is that psoriasis. First of all, I would like to mention that many people have a misconception about psoriasis. It might be spread if you have a contact with a particular patient or something like that. But psoriasis, it is an autoimmune disorder. So what do you understand when you listen a word autoimmune disorder? In an autoimmune disorder, our own immune system makes some antibodies and that will affect our health, or that is destroying our normal immune power or immune cells. So that is happening in an autoimmune disorder. So psoriasis is a kind of autoimmune disorder in which the skin characterized with the silvery white scaly patches, and that is reddened and round plaque that usually affects the scalp and the extensor surface of the legs, sacral region, arms, elbow. So what is exactly happening? Why this production? What is the reason? This is because of the overproduction of the keratin. Why this overproduction of keratin? You know, in most of the autoimmune disorder, the exact cause unknown or it's idiopathic. But there are some predisposing factors that may leads to this overproduction of keratin, and that will end up with this characteristics of this psoriasis. So that is actually happening. So psoriasis, there are totally 5 types of psoriasis. Out of that, psoriasis vulgaris is the common type that usually patients have. So just keep it in our mind. Then another point related to psoriasis is that Koebner phenomenon. See, the Koebner phenomenon is the development of that psoriatic patches or lesions at the site of injury. Usually like an injury developed by scratching or some of the sunburnt area around that or near to that area, there is a formation or the formation of lesions, psoriatic lesions or patches. That is called Koebner phenomenon. And some questions I have seen this word, and the students usually always they have a doubt about this one. So that's why I mentioned this point. Then the another one is it can also affect the joints. Sometimes as a complication or in it is a chronic condition, so it will affect the joints also. So the signs and symptoms is almost similar to rheumatoid arthritis, and the patient have a severe pain and some changes in the joints. That is called the psoriatic related joint arthritis. Then the another point is that the disease can exacerbate by the use of certain medications. You know, most of the autoimmune disorders are treated with corticosteroid therapy and sometimes some kind of chemotherapy medications. So the psoriatic conditions, there is a situation like exacerbation and remission. The exacerbation and remission means like certain, might be the last couple of months the client is perfectly okay, he is managing by himself even though he have more itching and all, but he's managing. But in certain time or after 5 or 3 months or 5 months, the symptoms will exacerbate. That means like it will become more severe. It might be because of some stress, like some of the predisposing factor, like some of the environmental stimuli or any other some of the systemic infections. Sometimes it's related to the use of certain medications. So that is called exacerbation. So the patient should know what are the signs and symptoms when an exacerbation occur, and patient should health educated that they should report to the healthcare provider for the treatment. Okay, so that is the common things about the psoriatic disease. Then next we will see what are the common treatment options. One is the topical medications like some ointments, anthralin, then coal tar, glucocorticoids. Then systemic medications like cyclosporin. This is what I said. Cyclosporin is a chemotherapy medication that usually recommend for some of the psoriatic exacerbation cases and psoriatic lines. Then methotrexate. Then phototherapy also used for as a treatment option in psoriasis. That is like ultraviolet radiation or PUVA therapy, which means psoralen and ultraviolet A, that is using as a phototherapy in psoriasis. No need to make much tension about all these things I just mentioned. We should know that the treatments like glucocorticoids and some cyclosporine medication as chemo medication and methotrexate and phototherapy also an option of treatment for psoriasis. That's it. Then what are the health education? This is very important. Most of the questions are coming related to this health education points. What are the health education a client should receive before going to home or when they have exacerbation? Provide emotional support to the client with associated altered body image and decreased self-esteem. You know that the psoriasis, it will affect the elbow area and the scalp, and sometimes it will affect the extensive surface of the arms and legs everywhere. So definitely the client has some kind of disturbance because the body image has totally altered. That will affect their self-esteem. So we should provide an emotional support and psychological support to the client. That is very important. Then the another point is that instruct the client to use prescribed therapies and avoid the overuse use of some over-the-counter medications. You know that in some countries we'll get over-the-counter medications like aspirin and all. So we should avoid such kind of over-the-counter medication. We should instruct the client that should use prescribed therapies only and should not try to avoid or should avoid the use of over-the-counter medications. That's the second point. Then the another one, that instruct the client not to scratch the affected area and to keep the skin lubricated as prescribed to minimize itching. I told that the client have pruritus, they have itching, they have body image disturbances, they have irritation, discomfort, everything. So we should instruct the client that should not scratch again and again or should not rub over and over, and also should keep the skin lubricated, which will prevent more itching, and pat dry the area, should not rub over and again. Then apply some emollient lotions immediately after a bath. That will decrease the sensation of more itching. Then use antibacterial soap for hand washing. Then instruct the client to wear loose cotton clothing. It's very important. Instruct the client should not use any kind of constrictive clothing. They should use some loose cotton clothing that is helpful for their skin, and also that will not make much disturbances to their patches areas. Then assist the client to identify ways to reduce stress. That is important because I told that sometimes stress might be a predisposing factor for psoriasis. So if that is the cause for the psoriatic exacerbation, we should instruct the client to identify some methods, some relaxation methods or some music therapy to reduce their stress, so they can get relief from the further signs and symptoms or exacerbation of the psoriasis. Is that clear? So just review the health education part and just make sure that you understand, because some questions are related to this health education part only. Okay, we'll practice one question. The client nurse assess the skin of a client with a diagnosis of psoriasis. The nurse understands that which characteristics is associated with the skin disorder. I hope most of you got the answer right now, because we study what is psoriasis and how we can differentiate what is the characteristic of that particular patches. The first option here said clear thin nail buds. Second one, red purplish scaly lesions. Third one, oily skin and no episodes of pruritus. Definitely you can remove this option 3 at the first time, at a glance when you see this question. Is that right? Then the fourth option, silver white scaly patches on the scalp, elbows, knees and sacral region. What do you think? Yes, this is the fourth one is the answer. We studied that the patches usually seen in the extensor surface of the arms, legs, elbows and the scalp. So That is the answer. Sometimes we may get confusion with this scaly lesions in the second option, red bud brush. That is not the option. So is that clear? Hope you understand. I always recommend to revise the topics and review the questions. If you want to practice more questions, please mention in the inbox. I will prepare more questions and we'll discuss more. So it will help us to tackle our exams. It will help us to hack our comprehensive nursing exams, and we'll discuss more application level questions on the coming videos. Bye bye. Take care.